In order to work on positive self-talk, it's absolutely essential to work on our automatic negative thoughts or ANTs. These are essentially spontaneous, involuntary negative thoughts or mental loops that keep running in the background for us that trigger anxiety and self-doubt. These are usually distorted thought patterns that make situations seem a lot worse than they actually are. They make us feel sad, they make us feel stuck, they make us feel kind of low, right? And now these kinds of thoughts originate from some deep underlying beliefs that run in the background, more like an undercurrent, right? That ends up draining our mental battery, and it creates stress where there could be flow. What am I talking about? That inner voice that is whispering, I'm so stupid, I can never do that. Oh, everything always has to go bad for me, or I just don't have it in me. All of these versions of these kinds of thoughts, right? Remember, by the time you turned 18, research shows that you were told no or what you cannot do over 148,000 times, right? So your subconscious mind is running on those coordinates, and it makes you feel stressed or like you're not enough, like you don't deserve it by default. So fighting these automatic thoughts with willpower alone is a losing battle. Every time you try to use willpower while this negative recording is screaming in your head, it's actually creating more internal conflict, and eventually it leads you to feel burned out, right? So this week, we're going to be using a really, really brilliant technique called reframing that will help to disarm these ants completely. In fact, this is the very technique that made NLP famous. So instead of fighting the thought, resisting the thought, we are simply going to change how we relate to these thoughts. How are we going to do that? We will be using a 4-step formula this week during our daily morning practices. Step 1, we do a quick brain dump based on a daily prompt that I will be sharing with you, and write out the thoughts exactly as they pop up. Don't worry about this part. You'll know what it is when you actually do it, right? So let's keep it there. Step 2 is dissociating. We pick one particular thought that you want to work on, and then add the phrase, I am having the thought that. And then we go a little deeper to say, I notice that I am having the thought that. Now, this simple phrase creates an immediate gap. You step out of the battlefield and you realize you're not that thought. You are the person observing the thought. Instead of feeling one with the thought, I am stupid, as in I am stupid, like it is me, like a personality, it is a thought. You're dissociating from that sentence and observing it from a distance. Then comes step 3. We act as a strategy partner to ourselves and answer a couple of questions honestly. First question, is this really true? Is there evidence to the contrary? 2 is, how is this thought really helping me? What purpose is it serving? 3 is, how is this hurting me? Do I really want to hold on to this thought, or is it helping me? Now, why are we doing this? Because our subconscious mind is absolutely brilliant and powerful. Our subconscious mind will not hold on to anything unless it sees a benefit to it. It might sound counterproductive, but it's true. A thought like, I'm stupid, might be helping us to be cautious about making mistakes, because somewhere in our childhood experiences, perhaps making mistakes meant really bad consequences, right? So acknowledging that the thought has served a purpose and then noticing the negative impact of the thought is actually an act of self-compassion, which makes it easier to release it, right? Then comes step 4. This is the masterstroke, right? This is called as reframing. We want a fresh, positive, present tense identity statement to rewrite the old file. If you open Google Maps on your phone and say, I don't want to go to Mysore, or don't go to Mysore, the app will immediately literally give you a list of places to visit inside Mysore. because it simply cannot process the word don't. Your brain works exactly the same way. It focuses entirely on the what of your statements. So when you tell yourself don't get stressed, your brain only registered the words get stressed. The word doesn't get registered at all. You're accidentally giving your internal map the wrong coordinates. You have to be clear about what you want instead of what you don't want. So meaning you need to tell yourself what you want to think. I am calm, I'm handling this easily. You need to give your mind a concrete thought that it knows exactly what to repeat instead of the statement you're trying to avoid, right? Instead of the statement that is not serving you. This is pretty much the logic. You just need to understand it once. You can now move on to the next video to dive straight into the practice track, and that will give you a more deeper understanding of what really I'm talking about. And if you still have more questions, feel free to come back to me and put your questions and thoughts in the group, and I'll be there to support you.